The longest rail journey in the UK. What is it like? Well, join me this week as we find out by trying CrossCountry on one of their Voyager trains on the longest single train ride in the UK. A journey totaling 13 hours and 30 minutes, departing from Aberdeen in the northeast of Scotland, passing through Edinburgh, Newcastle, Birmingham, Bristol, and arriving into Penzance on the coast of Cornwall. But we start this video in Aberdeen's Union Square and Railway Station. This morning I arrived early into Aberdeen Railway Station as the train sets off at 8:20 AM, and I was already questioning the sanity of a trip like this.
I am mad for doing this. Aberdeen to Penzance, it's 14 hours near enough, so I don't know how today's going to go. I've got water, I've got snacks. Don't know what kind of service we'll get on board, but let's see.
Getting onto the platform, our CrossCountry Bombardier 221 Super Voyager was waiting and preparing for departure.
There it is, the Voyager from CrossCountry. Renowned for not having a good reputation, but we'll see how it goes. I think we're right at the front carriage A because we are in first class, and this looks like the sleeper's just pulled in as well.
At this time in the morning, Aberdeen Railway Station was slowly getting busier with the morning trains departing and arriving. Today we are in first class for the ride down to Penzance. Reason being is, as well as filming for this video, I want to get started on the edit for next week's video on the 14 hours that we are on board.
Like I said, I'm mad for this.
While we wait for others to get on board, let me talk you around the seat. In CrossCountry first class, we have this nice large table that can easily take a laptop, as well as a 3-pin outlet, which for a journey this long is essential.
Not too bad. After
around 10 minutes, we slowly depart Aberdeen Railway Station on what is the longest journey in the UK.
So yeah, this service is about 14 hours long if you're on the flying. It takes about an hour and a half from Aberdeen. Really don't know why I'm doing this. It doesn't appear to be that busy either. I think there's about 4 people in the carriage here. There might be other people in the other coaches, but yeah, it doesn't seem that busy. I imagine most people just fly. But we'll see how we get on for 14 hours. Why do I do this to myself?
This is the 820 CrossCountry service from Aberdeen down to Penzance. Your first stop is Stonehaven in around 15.5 minutes time.
Bidding farewell to Aberdeen, we begin our mammoth 14-hour journey down to Penzance in Cornwall. Getting settled into the journey, it was clear that first class was far from busy this morning, and as we make our way down the beautiful Aberdeenshire coastline, we arrive into the first of our many stops, Stonehaven. It was after Stonehaven that I noticed that each seat actually has its own radio, as well as a nice amount of recline, and soon after the staff came around with coffee, tea and biscuits. Of course, I had a coffee, as it was about now that I was very much needing my morning caffeine. Needless to say, I had an idea that I was going to get through a lot of coffee during this journey. Making our way down the east coast of Scotland, we arrive into the first city stop of the journey, Dundee. After crossing the Firth of Tay, we make our way through the Kingdom of Fife. And after crossing Fife, we arrive on the shores of the Firth of Forth, heading across the famous Forth Rail Bridge. Soon we arrive into Scotland's capital, Edinburgh, stopping briefly at Haymarket Station and then stopping for an extended period at Edinburgh Waverley Station. This is to allow passengers to disembark and embark, but also allow for a crew change. There will be around 5 to 6 of these stops along our journey today. About 10 minutes later, we were once again on our way.
Yeah, this is one of the longest stops we've had is for 6.5. So cheese sandwich, yeah?
After Waverley, the staff came around with a service offering sandwiches, snacks and tea and coffee. I went for the New York deli with cheese and onion crisps and a coffee. As we were steaming our way through the Scottish lowlands and heading towards the border with England, I decided to get cracking with my editing. After all, that is why I booked first class. I'll let you know how much it cost later in the video. At this point of the journey, we say goodbye to Scotland and hello to England, with our first stop in England being Berwick-upon-Tweed. Arriving into the first main English stop of this journey, Newcastle, we stop here for another crew change.
When arriving into Newcastle, this is Newcastle.
And as the new crew boarded, we were offered a drink service. Departing Newcastle, we make our way down the East Coast Main Line all the way to York.
Done about 5 hours. It's now 12 o'clock, so we've done about 5 hours. Still got 9 to go. It's going alright so far. Just doing a bit of editing on the laptop for the next video. The service has been pretty decent. There's no hot food, but we have had sandwiches and things come around, so that has been pretty good so far.
Arriving into York, this is where we leave the East Coast Line and head for Birmingham. And leaving York, we find here a rail company that I've wanted to try for a long time, Lumo. Let me know if you'd like to see a video on Lumo and I'll be sure to give them a go. Passing through Leeds, we are approaching a major point in our journey.
Probably Sheffield is going to be the halfway mark from Aberdeen to Penzance. So, I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong, but just from the time gone past, that's what I'm sort of thinking. At least the sun's out and it is beautiful outside.
In hindsight, I actually think the halfway point is somewhere between Leeds and Sheffield, but I think it's a good marker. Approaching the outskirts of Birmingham, I believe that this construction work is for the controversial HS2 project, but I'm not sure. You let me know down below if I'm right or not. Not long after, we were arriving into Birmingham. Birmingham is the central and main hub of CrossCountry's route network, which is up there as one of the largest in the UK. Once again, at Birmingham, the train stops for around 10 minutes to allow plenty of time for passengers to get on and off, and also allow for another crew change. After we were all sorted, it was time to depart Birmingham, heading towards Bristol, and then into Devon, and finally Cornwall. And at this bit of the journey, we catch the sun as it begins to set, which makes for some great lighting on the landscape.
I don't belong in the desert. I've never longed for someone's hand. But when you came straight from nowhere, 1 minute I was over that. We saw the world from the same perspective, though I was there to breathe again. And I went straight for what you wanted, through the desert there and back again. Whenever you need my guidance, whenever I can hold you still, then all we know is when we get there, through anything and back again. And if you knew the way you get me, whatever we were born to do, then all we know is when we get there, the desert won't be anything. I don't have plans for the future, but now I know that you'll be there. The only one thing that matters, I'll go anywhere and back again. Right in between, middle of nowhere, feels like the only place on earth. Whenever you're there beside me, then I know we can do anything. Whenever you need my guidance, whenever I can hold you still, then all we know is when we get there, through anything and back again. And if you knew the way you get me, whatever we were born to do, then all we know is when we get there, the desert won't be anything. The desert won't be anything. The desert won't be anything. The years will pass and we'll get older. We'll guide each other there, through anything and back here again. I guess the desert took us there. Whenever you need my guidance, whenever I can hold you still, then all we know is when we get there, through anything and back again. And if you knew the way you get me, whatever we were born to do, then all we know is when we get there, the desert won't be anything.
After passing through some great countryside, I was surprised that the crew still had some shortbread on board.
So one thing I've noticed about this journey is it's like a journey through all of the British accents. With all passengers getting off and on. So it's pretty good so far. But about 3 hours to go now. Gonna be a long journey still. It's 6:30 now. Yep, and we're in Devon. Not sure what station this is. Getting tired now. Not long left to go. No, 3 hours still. My maths is just completely gone. Run out of things to do with the laptop. I've edited next week's video. Yeah, I mean the staff are great. Keep you fed and watered with what they have. They don't have a huge selection, but keep you fed and watered with what they have. I've had as much coffee as I can handle. Yeah, I'm just gonna hopefully get to the hotel after getting to Penzance. Bed's calling.
Now that we were heading through Devon, I really felt that we were on the last leg of this journey across Great Britain. And as the crew came around with the final complimentary service, I went for another New York deli sandwich, crisps, and a coffee. Keep me going for this last leg. Plus, I decided to watch an old favourite film of mine. As the sun set and the moon rose, it was getting harder and harder to film the journey with the lack of light outside.
Okay, so I now think I'm the only one left in first class carriage. It appears that everybody else has gone Plymouth, and I've just looked at the board and we've got still about 8 stations to go. So even this late on, it still has... It's like a normal train schedule with 8 stations, 8 or 9 stations. It's like a normal commuter service now, even after Plymouth and after all this time. Wow. It's currently 7:55 and it's 10 minutes late so far, so I'm getting in about 20 to 10, so got a bit of time yet. There's absolutely nothing I can do to film out of the windows now. It's pitch black out there. iPhone cameras, GoPro won't see a thing out there. Even if I put a polarizer or something on it, it's just not going to see anything. The reflections are too strong and it's way too dark. So not going to see much more, I'm afraid. So just got to wait now until we get to Penzance. So that is just hit 9 o'clock. So 40 minutes left to go. 40 minutes. Oh, my bed's calling.
Try as I might, I just couldn't film anything out of the window.
Just one more stop to go and then we arrive in Penzance. Yes. And I can get to my bed. So looking forward to my bed with this one. So tired.
The next stop in just over 10 minutes time will be St.
One more stop. Right, next stop in 7 minutes is Penzance. Yes! Nearly done it, we're nearly there, we've nearly done the longest train ride in the UK. Yes! Get in!
Good evening. This train will shortly be arriving into our final station, Penzance. This service was the 8:20 departure this morning from Aberdeen and is arriving into Penzance, running on time.
In the dead of night, we arrive into our final destination, Penzance.
Right, there, we've done it. Good meeting you. Bye. Thank you. And there, we've done it. We've done it. We're in Penzance. Aberdeen to Penzance in 13.5 hours, and it made up the 12 minutes or so that it was late. So we are here on time, 9:35. Penzance. How is that? Huh? So anyway, guys. Anyway, this is my hotel right here. This is the station. I just want to roll into bed now.
Are you going to check in?
Yeah, please.
You're going to be in 304, so on the third floor.
Perfect, thank you. So as I get to my hotel room, how much did this cost me? In first class, this journey cost me £275 one way, with a rail card. Was it worth it? I'm genuinely not sure. As an experience, it's great, don't get me wrong. But obviously, flying can be much quicker and cheaper. So you let me know your thoughts. Is it worth it? And if you like this video, please consider subscribing. And as always, people, see you in the next one.